Washington, a national freight rail strike has officially been averted. President Joe Biden signed legislation Friday to prevent a strike that he warned would cripple the economy and put millions of Americans out of work heading into the holidays. "We've spared the country that catastrophe," Biden said during a signing ceremony at the White House. "I know this was a tough vote for members of both parties. It was tough for me. But it was the right thing to do at the moment." At Biden's urging, Congress voted earlier this week to intervene in a labor dispute between rail unions and operators of the nation's freight railways. Lawmakers voted to adopt a tentative agreement that the White House brokered in September between union leaders and rail operators despite the opposition of some rank-and-file workers. 4 of the 12 unions representing rail workers rejected the deal, setting the stage for a work stoppage that would have begun December 9. The unions wanted more than the 1 day of paid sick leave provided in the agreement. Some union leaders slammed the government's decision to intervene, charging that many elected officials had turned their back on workers. "While we are disappointed, we are not defeated," Greg Regan and Sherry Semmelsberger of the AFL-CIO said in a joint statement. "We are going to keep this fight moving forward, whether it be through legislation, executive action, or dragging the railroads back to the bargaining table." Biden, promising he would pursue expanded sick leave for all American workers, said, "That fight isn't over. I'm going to continue that fight until we succeed." Lawmakers' decision to adopt the agreement marked the first time in 30 years that Congress has intervened to stop a strike. "He's not stepping up," union workers feel let down by pro-union Joe Biden amid rail dispute. Senate votes to avert freight rail strike that Biden warned would have triggered recession. The agreement that Biden signed into law includes a 24% pay increase over 5 years, $5,000 bonuses, voluntary assigned days off, but only 1 paid sick day off. An additional measure passed in the House would have provided rail workers with 7 paid sick days. The Senate rejected the additional paid sick time over the demands of progressives who said railroads could afford to treat their workers better. Biden, a supporter of labor unions, had warned that a rail strike would cost the economy about $2 billion each day and claimed 765,000 jobs within the first 2 weeks of a strike. Michael Collins covers the White House. Follow him on Twitter at McCollinsNews. This article originally appeared on USA Today. President Biden signs legislation preventing freight rail strike.